Hi guys, I'm back out here way out in the country, away from any humans that I'm aware of in the area, but lots of friends around. I mean, this is crowded. Look at all these beautiful beings around me. And I just wanted to talk to you about a couple of things quickly. I think it'll be a short video. Just been re-watching some of the videos along the US southern border, and in California, some of the people chanting no border, no wall, no USA at all, that sort of thing. I'm sure you've seen it. And the question comes up, why would you want to save the US? Why would you want to save America? You know, so many things have been done around the world by American government, American forces that weren't that good, and some good ones too. Why is it worth saving? Why isn't it this, you know, vision is the best thing of no countries, and like in John Lennon's song, Imagine, imagine there's no countries, you know, wonder if you can, or something like that. And ideally, if there was one culture all over the world and one consciousness, it would lead to one economy, and it would be beautiful. There would just be one big country covering the planet, and it would be based on freedom. And government would just be there protecting the people's rights and mutual respect between everybody. It would be beautiful. So if that were the case, if that was the current world environment, then yeah, no countries would be necessary, only the one global country. But I don't know if you've noticed, it's not really like that in the world right now. And there's a lot of government by really evil people, evil systems, where the government considers the people as its property. And also not just the government, but the people in some countries have gone pretty crazy, and some of them are following a religion that says, and I've read their scriptures, that you have to take over the world and you have to get rid of anybody that doesn't agree with you on your religion. And that's not a very evolved, conscious point of view. But that does dominate in certain countries in the world right now. And you don't want to open up your borders to those countries, or you're going to become just like them, which is not good for the people. Belief systems that tell you to kill everybody that disagrees with you are not very evolved, to say the least. So in an environment like that, and it's not just with religions that are teaching that stuff, it's drug gangs, and it's places where the people are all treated as slaves, and they're making, you know, practically nothing. They're barely surviving. They're starving all over the place. They've got socialist governments that sound really great, and then they find out too late what they really are, and the people are living in slavery. If you're a country that's not doing that, and it's based on freedom, and you get rid of your borders, you also get rid of your country. It's not brilliant to do that. There are ways to help the other countries that don't require eliminating your borders. So what is the deal with America? Even though some of the things the government has done have been terrible, and there's a lot of bad stuff still going on, what's so good about the US? Why should America be saved? And by America, I'm referring to the US, not the whole hemisphere right now. And I would say it's not because things are perfect in America. It's not because the government is all virtuous and everything. It's because America was founded on a principle of freedom, and people escaping other countries where that didn't exist. And the ideal, which hasn't been lived up to yet in this country or anywhere else on the current planet that I know of, it still could be if it's remembered and shared and taught and supported. And that idea is that you have total freedom to live and think and speak and act and be however you want to be, as long as you don't trample the rights of someone else. It's a really advanced concept, at least considering where most of the world is right now. And the economic system, the system of trade between individuals in a country like that, would be free market capitalism. But we haven't seen that yet in America. We've seen special deals between government agencies and corrupt, toxic industries. That's not even related to free market capitalism. That's corporatism or fascism, and it's not healthy for anybody. Even the people doing it are expendable and don't do well. They get rich for a while, but it's expensive for them in the end. So the ideal of free market capitalism means you don't have special deals between the government and the chemical companies that are supporting toxic agriculture. You don't have special deals between the government and a drug medical industry that's trying to get a monopoly and wipe out natural healing modalities and health freedom and things like that. You don't have those special deals. That's not the free market ideal that the U.S. was founded on. It hasn't been lived up to yet, but it could be if we wanted to. So the people that are saying no USA at all don't even see what is America, what's the country. It's not the government. It's all of us that live here. And it's nature, it's all the natural resources and the animals and the wildlife and the incredible beauty. That's America, and what I'm saying is not exclusive. It applies to you whatever country you live in the world, anywhere. Every country is incredibly beautiful. It's not the government. Governments move in, and in this particular age in history for the last many thousand years, they take over the people and consider them their property, and they're working under higher levels of authority that they don't even understand, which are totally destructive. And the highest level of authority right now is intent on destroying life on the planet. It's not just population reduction, that's a step. But what it's really after is not about money. It's about extermination of life. And we may talk more about it elsewhere, but that's what they're after. So personally, I don't think that's a very good plan. I think life is beautiful here, and it would be a lot more beautiful if we would support, love, and respect each other. And that's why to save whatever country you're in, it doesn't mean save a totalitarian government, because no matter where in the world you might be, you're not the property of your city government, your county government, your national government, your international government. You're a sovereign being, and it's not a political point of view. It's how you were born. It's just normal. It's natural. And so government does have a purpose, but its purpose is not to control you. It's to protect your individual rights, so that if some corporation tries to wipe you out, government should step in and protect you from that. If the medical industry wants to come in and force you to take invasive treatments like in New York now, and we'll talk about that later, and violate your Fourth Amendment and informed consent and all these different parts of the Constitution too, government should step in and protect you from that. If another country wants to invade you, or if the UN, for example, is organizing these invasion forces from the south of the US and trying to smash through the border, it's government's job to step in there and protect you. Otherwise, your country is destroyed. And you can call it happy parties, caravans, whatever you want. If there's an invasion force, that means people sneaking into your country without going through the steps that your country decides to screen people. Wherever you are in the world, your government has an obligation to stop that. And in America, for example, the president is wrong. He doesn't have to ask the Congress. He just takes the military, protects the border, builds a barrier that can't be penetrated, and mans the wall with sufficient forces. That doesn't need Congress's approval. The president in America has the constitutional authority to just go down there and do whatever's necessary to prevent the border. It doesn't matter if the invasion forces or bring children, you know, to have these crazy news people say they should just get in because of that. No, he has to protect the border. Otherwise the country disappears. And we're just like, you know, the poorest and most violent countries in the South. And it doesn't mean that they should be abandoned either. They need to be helped, not by invading the U.S., but by building them up, not with massive foreign aid that's stolen from the people unconstitutionally, but by example and by teaching them how to use their own resources, how to get free of the central banking system that is a leech taking away all their wealth. That's why most countries are not as rich as they should be. But every country needs to be preserved, not integrated into one mass country for global government. That it's not appropriate in this age, because you're integrating with countries that are in total chaos and tyranny and slavery, and integrating with that is not the way to fix it. You know, try to be an example. Get your country to be really great again. There's nothing evil about that. It's not a partisan idea. Anybody who cares about the people anywhere in the world should want their country to be great again. That's why the authorities and the media and the Democrats in America and a lot of the Republicans want the current president removed or dead, because he's telling the truth. He's not aware of a lot of stuff that he needs to be, but he is telling the truth about make your own country great again. It's the best foreign aid you could ever do, because if it's successful, when it's successful, then you're an example to every other country in the world of what they could become too. These people that are trying to fool us into thinking that nationalism is fascism, that's completely wrong. Real nationalism is trying to take care of your country. It's like taking care of your house or cleaning your bedroom, or, you know, it's normal, okay? That's why it's under so much attack. So the reason to save America is that it was started with a great ideal, and it should be saved, and then that ideal for the first time should be lived. Freedom with mutual respect. It doesn't mean you're free to start a giant company that destroys all the agricultural crops, you know, Monsanto or Bayer or somebody like that. That's not part of legitimate freedom. That's not legitimate coexistence. In other words, if you want to smoke cigarettes and destroy your lungs, or smoke marijuana, or smoke anything you want to smoke, it's your right to do that. But to do it in a closed room with a bunch of people who have to be there, that's not legitimate freedom. And the same thing applies to, you know, the chemicals that they're using on the ground now that produce toxic food. That's not legitimate freedom. And in an awake, conscious society, that wouldn't be allowed at all. But your own real freedoms to work at what you want and do anything to make money that you want. Make as much as you want, but not by hurting other people. There's nothing bad about money. Just, you know, become real rich and use it to help people. Nothing evil about that at all. So why save America? Because America at least has the memory that a country could be theoretically existing where the government is just there to protect the people against invasion in any form, or protect internally against gangs and whatever they're called. They could be MS-13 drug gangs or anything like that, racial gangs, corporate gangs, companies that want to force you to, you know, like companies that pollute your water by putting fluoride in it. The government should remove those from the country. They have no place anywhere in the world, actually, but at least in our own country. And then everybody else can follow that. And the way to do real foreign aid is to lead by example, not steal the money from your own people and give it to foreign dictators or foreign corporate dictators. That's not constitutional, ethical, or legitimate at all. But you can give aid to other countries by the same thing. Remind them, look, your country is great. Make it great again. Shrink the government to what it is legitimately supposed to be for protection of its own people. Protect your own culture, you know, your own economy, and then cooperate with other countries all over the world out of mutual respect, not integration like a world government or anything like that. So every country is worth saving, not just America. I could name all the other countries in the world, and every one of them is beautiful. Not the governments necessarily. They got off track a bit, right? You've noticed that. But the country, meaning nature, the people and animals and other things that live there, incredibly beautiful. So each country, if it respects its own family of living beings and natural environment, can become great again, and there's nothing evil about that at all. So yeah, I think America should be saved. It's incredibly beautiful. appreciate it, and if you live somewhere else, still appreciate it, and then bring the good points of it into your own country, into your own community and family. And life on this planet still could be incredibly beautiful, you know, physically and on other levels too. It's just that we're currently under the domination of a very sophisticated power structure that's like pyramid shaped, and only the very few at the very top, way above elected leaders, know what's really going on. And they're in the process of exterminating life here. And so it's up to us to wake up and do the opposite, and we can't really do that unless we become conscious. And even to know what that means takes some inner work. Get your health back, find out the forbidden health information that you're not supposed to know, kick the drugs, kick the processed food, don't eat garbage, it's not worth it. You're living on a cause and effect plane. Everything you put in your mouth, everything you say, think, or do, it all has effects, every single bit of it. So the actions that you're conscious of, make sure they're designed to have good effects. Eat good food, get your health back, start exploring who you actually are, because that's the biggest secret, the biggest taboo of our rulers. And thanks for letting me share it with you. I just wanted to point that out when I heard everybody chanting about destroying America and all the other countries and borders and things like that. Not a good idea. And there's a reason for it. Watch for more videos. We'll put them out as often as possible. If you're interested in really getting deeper into this, look at planetaryhealingclub.com, but only if you're ready. That's not for everybody. It's going to involve working on ourselves, sharing the information on health and well-being that you're not supposed to know about, consciousness tools that have taken me more than 50 years to put together that you might find useful. Things like that. planetaryhealingclub.com. Otherwise, check out lostartsradio.com, our main website. Brighteon.com is a good place to watch the videos. It's just starting out and needs your support. Mike's doing a fantastic job with that site, and it's really important to avoid the censorship. So thank you. I really appreciate your being here, and I'll talk to you shortly.